Ah, I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. I am mute. What's going on, folks? What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, and it is good to have you with me here in the Poindexter Lounge. Now, look, if this is your first time to the Poindexter Lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. That's right. I did say nerds because there's nothing wrong with being a nerd. There's nothing wrong with being in tune with your nerd side. And we've talked about this a lot, and it's okay. So if you're a nerd, if you like nerdy things, welcome. This is the place for you. You have found a place, right? And but I keep hearing people like Jody use the term nerd in a derogatory way. And I don't care about that. I'm a nerd. I'll be a nerd. Whatever, man. And so like I had to jump on here because something happened tonight. I wasn't planning on making any videos tonight. I wasn't planning on doing any things. And what's up, Ray Ray's Collection? What's up, I Green, You Green? It is good to see you guys and anybody else who's in here. So I was just going to make a video about this, but I wanted to do something live. That's my microphone was mute. So I can hear the people already. This guy is an idiot. His microphone was muted. He doesn't know what he's doing, whatever. I was seriously getting ready to go to bed. I was done with all this tonight. And then, funny thing happened. So we'll just jump right into it. But like I said, if you're new here, we would love to have you become part of the Poindexter Lounge because this is definitely a place for nerds. So hit that subscribe button, also that notifications bell so that you know when we go live. And then that way, if you're here live, you can tell me things like, hey, Enosh, unmute your mic. You know, it's okay. But hey, so we've talked a lot about Andy Signore, and we've talked a lot about Jody. And this isn't necessarily going to be some like hate fest on them. I find them very interesting at this point because there's a lot of negativity and there's a lot of drama. And look, guys, drama breeds more drama, which breeds more drama. And as somebody is part in the nerd culture, you know, as many of you are, we go to certain YouTube channels. A lot of you come here to this YouTube channel to hear about news and to hear about things that you like. And that's why you're here. That's why I'm here to talk about things that we like. And so if you've watched my videos about Andy Signore and about Jody's Corner, you know that basically my whole thing is I just want us to all do better, right? It's all about us doing better. And I have felt that Andy and Jody have not done well over the last several months. And the way that they've treated people like Film Gob. And then, you know, we had the stream, and you can find it on the channel here where I actually got to talk to Andy over on Mad Max's Geeks and Gamers page. What's up? Shout out to Mad Max. So like I told Andy to his face via this medium that I don't hate him. I don't hate him. I just want him to do better. And this negativity, this stuff that they started with the Snyder cult, that they continued, and they say, "Oh no, we're letting it go. We're gonna get rid of it. We're not gonna attack anybody anymore." And yet they continue to this day to perpetuate this Snyder cult crap, saying that that all these people who are into the Snyder Cut, they try to differentiate between the two, and they say, "Oh no, these are Snyder cult people and these are Snyder Cut people." But the reality is that they want to lump everybody together because Jody himself has come out and said that if you support Snyder, if you do this, that you're right there in the same right there with him. And so the thing is that you're right. I Green, You Green. They keep doing this crap. And so tonight I'm getting ready to go to bed. What's up, Jay Money? What's up, McLovin? What's up, Melissa's World? So what's up, Deepak? So I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I see this exchange because I'm looking to see if any of my friends were online tonight doing live streams because I like to support my friends. And up pops this video of Andy's, and he's going off about Ray Fisher. Now, look, him and Jody made a video about Ray Fisher, basically throwing Ray Fisher under the bus. They don't like what Ray Fisher's doing. They don't like any of the stuff that he's been saying lately, or the things that he's had to say coming out about Joss Whedon and the production of the theatrical version of Justice League. And rightfully so, I think, in a lot of ways, because there's a lot of messed up stuff when it comes to that. And Ray has said some stuff, and I agree. Look, I agree. I'm going to be straight up with you. I agree with Jody and Andy when they say that if Ray is going to say some things and bring up this stuff about Joss, that he needs to back it up. You can't just say a bunch of junk and throw a bunch of junk out there and just leave it hanging and not back it up. And now Ray has come back with, like he's got NDAs and he can't speak about this and that, but he's talking about some stuff and then he doesn't talk about other stuff. So we're going to jump into that real quick. This isn't going to be a long video because I don't want to be here all night. The night is already gone. It's 5 a.m. where I'm at. So another reason why I'm tired and forgetting silly stuff like the like the mute button. But so here's the thing, is that Ray Fisher has come out and said some things. He's dealing with some stuff, and at some point we need to get answers on what is going on, right? And Ray released this information about someone who did his hair, that he said that he released a tweet that said that he felt that he should have been compensated and whatnot. But here's the funny thing, guys. I find this hilarious because both Andy and Jody have tried to spin a situation tonight to be all about them, to make it look like everybody cares about them, everybody cares about what they're doing. And yes, I'm making a video at 5 a.m. about Andy Signore and Jody from Jody's Corner. But it's to point out this stupidity, this hypocrisy, this drama that keeps going on in the nerddom, in the fandom that is around us, and how it's just silly at this point. And they're almost making themselves, they're almost memes of themselves at this point. So I wanted to bring this up because it all started tonight, apparently, with some tweets that were shared, and we'll talk about those tweets. So there was this guy right here, Mike Kalowinski or whatever. He says, how the heck was a trash human like Andy Signore allowed anywhere near the fandom and Twitter again? His racist change my mind BS against Ray is infuriating. Change my mind. And then he says, F you, Signore. To which, because they did this video where basically they threw Ray under the bus. They basically said that, they had this segment called Change My Mind, and they're basically just going off on Ray Fisher, because that's what these guys do. These guys, they've proven time and time again that that's all they want to do. They just want to pick on people. They've become big bullies with how they treat people. I mean, they did it to Film Gob. If you watch that video, and I give it up to Film Gob, man, for sitting there and keeping his cool through all of this. Now I can see this guy's name, Mike Kalinowski. But Film Gob kept his cool. He did his thing. He let them just totally ambush him, and just they tried to tear him apart. And so they try this stuff over and over again. And right now, Ray Fisher is in their crosshairs. They're going after Ray Fisher. They're throwing him under the bus for everything. They're trying to make him out to be this bad guy. They keep talking about him in this way. And so we have this. But then that was not it. So that was the first tweet. Then Andy fires back with a tweet of his own. And because he gets upset, of course, because he's Andy Signore, and he gets all upset about this stuff when people call him on his BS. It says so Andy gets mad and says, racist, please do clarify, Mike, because that's awfully gross, abusive, and slanderous, and I shouldn't be allowed to speak on Twitter again. What crimes was I charged with? Last I remember, I settled a lawsuit with my employer and proved the only criminal act I was accused of was a liar. here's the thing. Andy still doesn't get, man, that people don't care about that stuff anymore. Nobody's calling him out on this. Like, nobody cares about Andy Signore's past anymore. Nobody cares about the stuff that Andy went through before. This guy clearly, now look, I think Andy has every right to have his Twitter. Andy has every right to be able to, it's free speech, man. It is free speech. You have the right to say whatever you want to say. That's fine. But when you just start attacking people, and that's what these guys do, they attack people and then they back off and then they claim to be the victims. They claim to be the victims. Look, if you're going to attack somebody, at least have the guts to back up what you say, stand by that, and then don't try to turn around and act like everybody's turning back on you. And Andy, I swear to God, every time I try to give the man the benefit of the doubt and try to say, you know what, he's not a horrible guy. He's just being influenced by the wrong people. He's just in with the wrong crowd. He comes back with this stuff, acting like anybody still cares about what happened to him a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever, with the whole debacle where he was Me Too'd and all that stuff. And all that, look, nobody cares about that anymore. Nobody cares about the fact that he got bad information about the Snyder Cut the week that it came out. Because let's just put it this way. And I'm almost sold on this idea now, and I can't get him to answer the question. But I wonder now at this point if somebody set him up, because the Snyder Cut did not happen overnight. It was not something that transpired over a cup of coffee or something like Andy got the information that the Snyder Cut wasn't happening and that was true on one day, and then the next day woke up and, oh, the Snyder Cut happened. That's not how this stuff works. This literally took months of planning and preparation to put together to get things to be where they needed to be, to be able to make this legal in the first place. So I wonder if somebody literally set up Andy Signore to make him look like a fool. But the thing is Andy keeps bringing that back up. Well, I got bad information. Yeah, we know. Okay, we understand. We know you got bad information. Move on, right? Move on from here. You got bad information. We all get that. And then it's like, oh, well, you know, I didn't realize I couldn't have a point of view because of what happened to me last year and all this stuff. And this is clearly not what the guy is talking about. This guy says, how is he been allowed near the fandom and Twitter again? His racist change of mind BS against Ray Fisher is infuriating. He's literally talking about the live stream that Andy was on the night before with Jody, going off on Ray Fisher. But as we all saw in the video that we were on with Mad Max, Andy doesn't consider those his videos. If he's on somebody else's channel, he does whatever else. It goes along with whatever else they go along with, because that's what he does. He admitted it right there in the video, and you can find that right here on the channel, on my channel, that he admitted that basically whatever his, if he has a guest on, when he had Vito on him, Vito was going off on the Snyder cult and how these people were stupid. These are a bunch of nerds who have Joker posters in their room and stuff like that. Really? Okay, I guess I'm a big nerd because I got a bunch of toys and stuff, and so that's somehow a negative thing. No, it's just people who care about the stuff that they love. I mean, Andy himself has a room full of toys behind him, right? I mean, this is just dumb. And so Andy doesn't get that this guy, this Mike Kalinowski, is calling him on the video that he made with Jody the night before. Not calling him on stuff that happened last year, not calling him on the lies that were supposedly told about Andy and all this stuff. That's not what this guy's talking about. But Andy is so tunnel vision, that's all he sees. He doesn't get it. He doesn't want to address, and that's the problem with these people. That's the problem with Jody and Andy and these other people who are against the Snyder Cut and against what I'm calling true DC fans, because here's the thing: if you're a true DC fan, you're going to love all of it. I love the lighter fare, the cheesy stuff. I love Super Friends. I love the 80s stuff. I love Christopher Reeve. I love Michael Keaton. Yes, I even like Batman and Robin. We've talked about the Schumacher cut and Batman Forever. We've talked about all that stuff here on the channel. I love it all. And yes, I even love this darker version of the DC universe with Zack Snyder. If you like DC, you just like DC. These people literally calling for Zack Snyder's head, and basically the head of anyone who supports Zack Snyder. As Jody said, has said now in an infamous video that if you're a supporter of Zack Snyder, you're just a bunch of, MFers and whatnot. That's the thing. But then turns it around. Oh no, they're just being they can't have an opinion. And we're gonna watch a video in a second. But just a clip here. But I also want to share this with you. So this is what Ray Fisher did. I love this because Ray Fisher ends up getting involved, right? And having something to say about all of this. And so Ray Fisher tweets back at Mike, says, "I appreciate your fervor in defending me, but I am neither bothered or deterred by naysayers and detractors. I'm not aware of that gentleman's," meaning Andy's, "struggles, but I hope he overcomes them positively. Please do not engage him. The truth will come as it always has in time. Hashtag Borg life." Okay, so I find this really interesting. Look what Ray does here. Ray says something very positive to him. Ray says something very nice, actually, and says, "Look, I'm not aware of Andy Signore's struggles. I'm not aware of what the guy has gone through, but I hope that he overcomes them positively. Do not engage him, but the truth will come as it always has." What's the problem with that? What? Am I missing something? Like why would anybody be upset about that? But look, here's the thing. If you find out, and I'm surprised that Andy hasn't blocked me. I'm surprised that Andy hasn't blocked half the people. I mean, we know that we've talked to Matt Jarbo and stuff, and Matt's been completely blocked by everybody. I mean, but Matt's been blocked by both of these guys. They don't care about them. And I tonight I was in the stream, and all I did was say hi. I said a couple of words. I didn't say anything negative. I didn't say anything bad. All I said was like, how is this so bad? Why are they whining about this? And I got put in a timeout in the live stream. They would not let me comment and put me in a timeout because all these Jody and Andy supporters, including our good friend Kavari, who likes to come on here, are in there. Now, Kavari didn't try to get rid of me, but all these other guys are like, "Oh, get rid of this Poindexter guy. Get rid of this Poindexter guy. Get him off of there. Get him off of there." And so they put me in timeout. And then like 5 minutes later, Andy, as Popcorned Planet, chimes in there and says, in there and goes, who's this Poindexter? Which Andy absolutely knows who I am because we've exchanged plenty of back and forth tweets, private messages back and forth in the last week about this stuff because he got mad about another video that he thought that I made of him that was not negative, but he thought it was negative, and so therefore just assumed that when I re-edited the Mad Max footage of Andy and I talking, he assumed that was negative about him, and so therefore tweeted me about it or private messaged me about it. So he knows who I am. He knows who the Poindexter Lounge is because he's talked to me recently. So he's trying to save face. He's trying to do that. I get that. But I love this because Ray Fisher, look, if you do something negative, if you've got some negativity going on, you are going to probably block those people. And that's what you should do. And so here's the deal. Ray Fisher blocks Andy. And I don't know if he blocked Jody or not, but he blocked Andy. And Andy then tried to use a burner account to keep on about Ray. Now, what would you do? It's a pretty simple thing, isn't it? If you have somebody who literally put out a whole video of you attacking you and your point of view, which they did, which was what Mike was talking about to begin with, you block him. And that's what he said. I don't know Andy's plight. I don't know Andy's issues. I don't know why he's the way that he is. I don't know what he's gone through, but don't engage it. Just back off. And then he proceeded to block Andy. But you see, these guys, they view this as a badge of honor because they actually got acknowledged, they think, because they got blocked, that they actually got acknowledged by Ray Fisher. They literally said in the video that he's a nobody, that, you know, he doesn't have any acting jobs. He has nothing else going for him, but they make a whole thing of it. 2-hour live stream going on and on about how, you know, they were acknowledged by Ray Fisher and that Ray Fisher is now watching them. And that is exactly what was brought up here in this tweet right here. Because he comes back and Andy says, so at Ray Fisher blocked me, then retweets some a-hole who slandered me as a racist, but Ray isn't bothered. Guys, you know what this means. Cyborg is watching at Popcorn Planet, going live to break it all down and discuss. And so he did. He went live. He did a 2-hour stream. And then, of course, the guy who sits there and says that, you know, like, oh, I shouldn't have the ability to talk and defend myself or whatever, and like say anything, like he's going on about how he's going to contact legal counsel possibly over this Mike guy saying that he was a racist or whatever. Shut up. Really? You're going to contact your legal department because somebody called you a racist? Aw, is your thin so is it so thin? Is it that thin? That you got to contact legal because he called you a racist? Oh, well, Andy, I didn't realize that bothered you so much. It's a tweet. It doesn't mean anything. If you say that it doesn't bother you, then let it bounce off of you. But I love it because they do this 2-hour stream anyways, where they go on and on because they got blocked so that they can't be seen by Ray Fisher. Ray Fisher is somehow watching them and paying attention to them and looking at them. Notice me. Ray Fisher noticed me. Come on. Really? Yell at one guy for saying that you shouldn't have a platform and you shouldn't be able to talk, and then you say that you're going to somehow like get this guy to stop. What is your end game? Are you going to pay an attorney to get him to not say that you're a racist anymore? He made one tweet that said that you were a racist and your feelings got hurt, and you got your little bottom swatted for the way that you guys joke on there. And let's talk about that a little bit, because we've talked about this both on Mad Max. I wish it wasn't so early in the morning, because I'd love to have Max on to talk about this, because Max for sure feels the same way that I do about this. But let's talk about this for just a second, because both Andy and Jody say all kinds of racial statements. They say all kinds of homophobic statements and things about other people. And even tonight, they could not help themselves. Let's take a look at exactly some of the things that were said once Jody came on. All right, let's take a little look at this right here. Hold on a second. I gotta come back out of here for just a second. I want to make sure that I share the audio here. Like I said, it's still a little late for me, or early, depending upon where you're at. So here we go.
Can you freaking believe I caught him live on the stream, blocking my burner account?
Bruh, Ray.
So let's think about that. I caught him live on the stream. So because he got blocked while he was streaming, he immediately went and started streaming about this. Started a video about this. So because they're trying to make this narrative that Ray was watching them, and that's why he blocked them on Twitter. I don't understand why the two are mutually exclusive to each other. I don't understand. Like, so because you literally, this whole thing went down, you jump on your YouTube channel and you start a live stream talking about this and going off about this, about Ray Fisher. So he must be watching, and that's why he blocked you. He blocked your second account. He already blocked his first account, but then the burner account, he was still tweeting about this just because he wanted Ray Fisher to see it. Because you can at anybody on Twitter and try to get their attention. Okay. And so sometimes it's best to just block people so that you don't have to be bothered with it. And that's exactly what Ray Fisher did here. He blocked not only the first account, but the second account. And so here's Jody to back up Andy.
Yo,
Yo!
Mark and Dwayne Anderson can't take the heat. Get up out the kitchen. We on a mission. What's wrong, man? What the problem is? All we're doing is just living our lives, man, giving our opinions on these movies. And
Yeah. All we're doing is living our lives, giving our opinions on these movies. I wonder then why, Andy, you feel the need to come on like you did on the, Max's stream and, give us all a hard time when you came on, because we were talking about you and we were talking about your video that you did with Jody, because you don't like it, right? You don't like somebody making a video about you. And I understand that. I get that. But to sit here and now, because you guys have done it and you guys are making videos where you have in the last week where you mocked John Campea, you mocked Grace Randolph, you mocked Ray Fisher, you say all these derogatory things about him, and then you want to hide back behind, we're just talking about the movies. We're just chatting about movies here. We're just talking about the stuff that we don't like in these movies. We're making it personal, but we just talking about movies here. That's what we're talking about.
We didn't say nothing that was, vulgar or foul or nothing.
Remember that. We didn't say nothing that was vulgar or foul. Remember that statement.
Like that, bro. We were just keeping it a buck, man. And for him to block your other account, bro. Gay Fisher. Gay Fisher.
What was that? What did he call him there? Hold on a second.
Gay Fisher.
Did he literally just call him Gay Fisher? And they wonder why. They wonder why people are calling them on this garbage. You wonder why fans are upset. We're just talking about the movies. That's all we're talking about. We're just talking about movies. We're just talking about the stuff that we don't like, right? That's all we're talking about. We're not being derogatory. What did he just say? We're just keeping it 100, right? We're just keeping it a buck. We're just keeping it a buck here. Let's hold on.
What the problem is, all we're doing is just living our lives, man, giving our opinions on these movies and shit.
Yeah, we're just living our lives. We're just giving our opinions on movies. Come on, man. What's your problem, Ray?
We didn't say nothing that was, vulgar or foul or nothing like that.
No,
bro.
I didn't say it before. I'm going to say it now. I don't think that I did it before, but I'm going to do it now.
We were just keeping it a buck, man, and for him to block your other account, bro.
Yeah. For us to say a bunch of negative and vulgar stuff about you and throw you under the bus and act like you're not a good actor and this is why you can't get any other acting jobs and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no. Why would you block people like that? Oh, for him to block you like that, Andy, when you're just, just going off on him and just harassing him. Yeah. In a video.
Gay Fisher. Gay Fisher.
Seriously. Tell me how that's okay. Please, somebody. One of you defenders, one of you Jody defenders, one of you people who I'm sure were from the beginning of this video when I was muted and that's funny. That's funny. And I would too. If I watched a video and I was muted for the first couple seconds, I'd say, oh, look at this guy. He's so muted. But I'm sure one of you will say that already in the comment section. All right. But for any of you who want to look at something superficial like that, or just in general, you explain to me, Jody fans, you explain to me, Andy Signore fans, how that is okay. To literally call the man Gay Fisher. How is that all right? How is that acceptable? How is that just living our lives talking about these movies? Can you explain that to me? Because I would really like to know.
I was watching And I'm like, jeez, I was already prepping to come on to help you out. Because I saw Chris's, it wasn't working. He was on the phone. I was like, oh,
it's actually his end, though. Apparently.
It was his end this whole time. It's crazy.
Whatever.
I was like, God, leave the phone. That's not a good look. Let me go ahead and log in. And then as I'm logging in and set up the light,
Yep.
He blocked your other Twitter account. So I'm like, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I'd block you too. This is the kind of person that Jody is. This is the kind of person that Andy Signore is associating with. This is why I said in my video, Andy, you were a good guy. You were somebody that I looked up to as a pundit, as somebody who talked about movies. This is what you're following now. Huh. Yeah. That's interesting. Like I said, I am fully in agreement with the notion that if Ray's going to say things about others, if he's going to say things about Joss Whedon, if he's going to say things about the other people working on Justice League in general, that he needs to come up with some proof. He needs to come up with some proof. But to sit there and throw Ray Fisher under the bus for a whole video, and Mr. Horror Junkie, I'll just because I'm making my closing statement here, I'll bring you up to speed on this because I saw your comment. To do a whole video going off on Ray Fisher, so much that it makes a Ray Fisher fan upset, okay, enough to tweet about it and say, how does Andy Signore still have a platform? He's a racist. He's this, he's that. And then Andy goes back on him, and I showed you the tweets, and says, oh, I'm not a racist. No, I'm just not supposed to say anything about these movies. I'm not supposed to state my opinion, whatever. I'm just stating my opinion. And then Ray Fisher, again, ladies and gentlemen, Ray Fisher comes back with a very polite tweet, I gotta say, and just says, hey, I don't know anything about Andy Signore. I don't know what he's gone through. I hope that he's working out everything in the best way that he can, in a positive way. But then Andy doesn't like that, because then he goes ahead and blocks him. He blocks Signore, which I would too. If somebody was making a bunch of videos about me, I just say, I don't want to deal with this. If somebody was tweeting at me and stuff, trying to call me on the carpet for something somebody else said, if one of you guys went out in my name and brought up my name in a tweet or whatever, and we're going off on somebody, I don't need you to do that. I'll do what I need to do. You do what you need to do. We'll do what we need to do. So I get it. So he blocks Andy, but then Andy can't stop, and so Andy gets the burner account out, right, and starts making another video. Or not making another video yet, starts tweeting him about that. And so he blocks Andy's other one. But because Andy had already started a live stream, it's because Ray Fisher's watching us. Ray Fisher's noticing me and Jody. Cyborg is watching Popcorned Planet. And then for Jody to drop, you can watch, it's a 2-hour stream. And they're getting super chats left and right from these people who are supporting them and saying, yes, we support Jody. Yes, we support Andy. They're so great. Oh, we love them. Oh, yes. And he literally calls the man Gay Fisher instead of Ray Fisher twice on purpose, just to insult him. But then, it's just because they just want to talk about their movies. They just want to talk about, they're just keeping it real. Liars. Spinning a narrative that they are somehow the victims to a fight that they started. You start a fight, you get somebody who stands up for themselves. and you don't like it. So you're a bunch of bullies. You run and you hide and you go back making your own little video, whining and complaining because somebody told you off. And then you go, oh, but they noticed us. They're watching Popcorn Planet. Good luck with that. I just, I'm almost at a loss for why people think that this is okay. You know, look, I get it. In the larger scheme of things, in the larger scheme of the world, right? Andy Signore doesn't matter. You know how many people that I talk to who don't even know who Andy Signore is? They have no idea who Jody is. More people know who Andy is than Jody. But the thing is, like, they have no clue. They don't know. This has become silly because those of us who are in the YouTube bubble, as it were, there are things that are going on. We've got this weekend, we've got Justice Con coming up, where we're hoping to get a lot of great things about DC. And it's people just trying to rear their ugly heads, trying to do anything they can to rain on somebody's parade. And then this is the last thing I got to say about it. So, like I said, I was put in a timeout during this live stream because I just said, why are you guys whining about this? And Gungaga brought it up. Gungaga obviously was in there. What's up, Gungaga? Let me find your comment here again. Said, yeah, I saw a bunch of dudes attacking you in the live chat. Yeah, it's like, really? All I said was, why are these guys whining? Get this Poindexter guy out of there. Get this Poindexter guy out of there. Kick me out. You know who I was talking to all this time? I was talking to Matt. And Matt Jarbo was in there. Matt made a couple of comments. Guess what? The people who were so upset because they got blocked by Ray Fisher just flat out blocked Matt. Both of his accounts. Hypocrites. It's what I said with the very first video that I ever did about them. And even when I've tried to give Andy the benefit of the doubt to try to get better, to try to make something better of themselves, to try to do better, it's not. So there you go. So anyways, I don't know who's going to make a video of this or not. The only reason I did is because I was there. I was the one who I just happened to be the guy that like told the rest of our crew and stuff. I sent out a tweet to them to just kind of let them know what was going on. Because this is something that obviously a lot of us in this group here, we've been dealing with this now for like a couple of months. Right. And, it's frustrating. Look, I understand this Mike guy. Like, I don't know that I'm ready to call, Andy a racist. Right. I know that both him and Jody have said some very racially motivated things that, of course, Andy dismisses. Jody doesn't think that he does anything wrong. Jody makes this gay comment about Ray Fisher, and I'm sure that that's going to somehow be spun as, he didn't really make some horrible, statement. But I agree with Traveler 28 when he says the gay comment was totally unacceptable. Jody comes across like a butthurt toddler. And that's just how it is. Absolutely. I agree, Ray. And Ambassador, I agree too that they are blips on the social and entertainment radar. They are, but it goes back to kind of like what we've been talking about, and a lot of people have been talking about it lately, and finally pushing back against all of this negative junk. We've got to, folks. We've got to bring the positive. We have got to out these people who keep doing this stuff, trying to bring negativity to the fandom, winning over fans in their own right. Because Who are the people who follow people like this that think that these kind of actions are all right? You know, I told Matt Jarbo something tonight, and I really agree with this. There's some people like Matt. When Matt says something, he comes across as knowledgeable. Do I agree with everything that Matt says? No. Matt and I have very different backgrounds. We have very different points of view on a lot of different things. But we still have great conversations, Matt and I have. I mean, it's cool that Matt and I have the conversations that we have, right? But here's the interesting thing, is that you listen to a Matt Jarbo video when he's talking about something, he comes across as informative. Even if you don't agree with him, you got to admit that the guy comes across very together. He's making a point. I'm here trying to come across. I hope that you all see this out of me, because this is what I inspire to be, is somebody who has a conversation, is somebody who comes across as intelligent, that you may not like everything that I have to say. You may not agree with everything that I have to say. Someone just left a comment in one of my videos yesterday that said, you know what, Enosh, I don't agree with everything you say. It's been a long time since I've left a comment on a video of yours, but I keep coming back to you because I think you're a good guy. That's all I want. I just want people to keep coming back. You don't have to agree with everything I say, but I just want you to know at the end of the day that I'm passionate about the things that I'm passionate about, and I call things the way that I see them. But you watch an Andy Signore video, or you watch a Jody's Corner video, and you're getting yelled at, you're getting screamed at. This is craziness, and I'm going to call my lawyer. And it's like Kermit the Frog. Ah! Hey, it's the Muppet Show with our very special guest, Andy Signore. Yay! You got the guys in the balcony. Well, that wasn't any good. Well, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't know what to make of this stuff anymore. That these people, and my favorite thing is they go on about how they don't like drama. They don't want drama. Yet they keep perpetrating drama. They keep making drama. They keep literally creating drama. And I'm sorry, Melissa. I know that for those of you who don't know, Melissa from Melissa's World, she is she's legally blind, and so she uses a special tablet that she's able to listen to stuff. So I apologize if I blew your ears. It's just that this stuff, literally, folks, like between a lot of these channels, that this is what they live for. You know, Max and I have even talked about it. It's like, I don't give a crap about Brie Larson. Like, I really don't. She's not an act. I loved her in what was the movie a few years ago? It was a comic book movie, and I just can't think of the name of it right now. Where all the boyfriends kept coming back. And stuff. Somebody help me out real quick. Like I said, it's 5:36 in the morning right now, and I have not slept. But the thing is that, you know, she was in that movie. I wasn't a huge fan of Captain Marvel. It was okay. It wasn't that great to me. It just was what it was. So it's not like I'm some huge supporter of Brie Larson. But this obsession with Brie Larson, where you got all these channels that come together. Scott Pilgrim. Thank you, Ambassador. Oh my gosh. How did I forget Scott Pilgrim? Oh my gosh. Like, I remembered the P word, but it was like I kept wanting to say Paul for some reason. I knew that was not right. So thank you so much. But seriously, guys, like, you got all these people making Brie Larson video after Brie Larson video after Brie Larson video, because it's the same mentality. Negative on top of negative on top of negative on top of negative on top of negative. And that's why you got the Doomcocks of the world. That's why you got the Geeks and Gamers of the world. That's why you got the Mecha Randoms of the world. That's why apparently now you have the Andy Signores and the Jody's Corners of the world. Yep, exactly. And you know what? You're right, Yeet City. Wow, Gay Fisher, and they say the Snyder Cult is bad. Let's just take a moment. Once again, I just want to take a moment here. Once again,
to help you out, because I saw Chris's.
What you?
We're just talking about movies.
Gay Fisher. I was in this whole time to help you out, because I saw Chris. Man, what the problem is, all we're doing is just living our lives, man, giving our opinions on these movies and shit, bro.
Yeah, all we're doing is living our lives, just giving our opinions of these movies, bro. Ray Fisher, that's all we're doing. Just giving our opinions of these movies. What are you so upset about? Why are you trying to block everybody? Why you block poor Andy? Why did you block poor Andy with his burner account, even with his second account, when he still tried to harass him some more?
We didn't say nothing that was, you know, vulgar or foul or nothing like that, bro. We were just keeping it a buck, man. You know, and for him to block your other account, bro, Gay Fisher. Gay Fisher.
Yep. You support this, that's what you support. Where's Kavari to support that? Here in our chat. Huh? Tell me how you support that. The Snyder Cult? Oh yeah, the Snyder Cult is so bad, it's so horrible, blah 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 blah. Royal Wakefield says it best. How is Ray blocking them, interrupting their talking about movies? It's not shutting them up. Maybe. Maybe he should, Ray should look into some legal counsel for something like that. I don't know if that's considered hate speech going on. I mean, trying to use a negative like that. There you go, folks. Reject the Jody cult. I'm just so tired of seeing this garbage. Andy and Jody are such hypocrites, Deepak says. How do people even watch such toxic shows? I don't know. I just don't know. So I'll put this video out. I wanted you guys' opinions. I wanted your thoughts. That's why I didn't just record it as just a video myself. You know? Because I wanted to get you guys' thoughts in here on this. Thank you so much, Traveler28. I try to be a decent guy, and I just try to call things the way that I see them. And when I see stuff like this truly makes me sad, and it frustrates me because I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right. So, you know, people can say whatever they want to. They can do whatever they want to. They should definitely have the right to say whatever, you know, they want to say. And I don't take that away from them. They can say whatever they want to say. But it doesn't make it right. And thank you, Great Diamond. I got your message. I just I'm not into a bunch of drama. I'm not into a bunch of stuff like that. But you know what? We got to call things the way that they are. We got to call things the truth. And the truth will set you free when you know the truth. And so when you come to this channel, you're going to get the truth. Whether that truth is, hey, things are great and we got new movies and shows coming on, and hey, this is something that we love and whatnot. We're going to talk about those things for sure. We're going to do that. But then also when we see junk like this and we see attacks on people who are simply trying to live their lives, trying to make movies, do their things, and how does this guy, where is he? He's over here. He's over here. How does this guy call himself a DC fan? Calling the guy who's playing Cyborg Gay Fisher. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't know how you get away with that. I don't know how you think that's okay. It's not okay in my world. I don't know if it's okay in your world. But I hope not. I hope not. And hey, Great Diamond, nothing but love from my way as well. I love all you guys. I appreciate all of you. You guys are awesome. And just got to say, let's take a stand for what's right. Okay? Can we just do that? Let's just take a stand for what's right and not allow this these people to try to ruin our weekend. We're going to have a good weekend. Now, that being said, we're celebrating my grandmother's birthday this weekend. And so I'm going to do everything I can to live stream at least the Zack Snyder portion of Justice Con on Saturday. So Friday we will, but I'm not sure what's going on Saturday yet. I will do as much as I can for as long as I can, because it's definitely stuff that we want to talk about, we want to be aware of and be true to. So, all right, guys. Well, hey, like I said, I just wanted to jump on here. I've already gone longer than I thought I was going to. But Deshaun, you missed it, man. There's all kinds of craziness going on. But basically, I mean, what it comes down to is a bunch of ridiculous junk from Andy Signore and from Jody, from Jody's Corner, that ends with Jody basically calling Ray Gay Fisher instead of Ray Fisher. And it's on purpose. He says it twice. So it's not a mistake. It's not a figment of our imagination as fans. It's not something that we can just make up. And I'm sure Andy will try to spin it somehow that, oh, that's his guest. That's his guest. That's just my guest. That's my guest. I don't understand why you guys are all mad at me. You know, I didn't say it. It was him that said it. This is my guest, and I just got to go along with what my guest says when my guest says something, you know, because I got no mind of my own. I got no way to actually, you know, make up my own decisions and control anybody who's on my stream, blah, 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 blah. If any one of you came onto my channel here saying derogatory stuff like that, guess what? You'd get the click. You'd be gone. I don't know. Maybe it's a moral issue. I don't know. I'll be interested to see if anybody else today makes any videos about this, or if they don't, you know, like I don't expect some people to, but we're gonna, like Michael said, we're gonna always fight the good fight. So this was not a call-in show, but you guys were great here in the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to another call-in show with you guys and to more news coming out this weekend and more stuff coming out. And so I've actually got some pretty cool stuff that I got to share. I got some new toys that I've got to review. And Voltron fans, if you guys are Voltron fans, you got to see this. Oh, just got it yesterday. It's going to be cool. All right, guys. But you are right, geeks. We must stick together, and we will. That's right. We sure will. So I'm going to do just as Traveler said. I'm going to go get some deserved sleep. I'm going to go get a couple hours here and then get up and do it all over again tomorrow. Guys, thanks for sticking with me. thanks for being here in the Poindexter Lounge. I'm so glad that, you know what, even if Andy doesn't know who the Poindexter Lounge or can't remember who the Poindexter Lounge is, right? Or whatever anybody else wants to say, you guys know who the Poindexter Lounge is, because the Poindexter Lounge is not just Enosh. The Poindexter Lounge is you. That's why we've got this. We've got the new T-shirt. We've got a bunch of new merch in our merch store. You can find that in the description below. And that's why we got a brand new T-shirt that says Enosh Fett, Tiff-tastic, Isaac One Kenobi, Landon Calrissian, Logan the Hutt, Wookie the dog, Harley Quinn the dog, and me, meaning you, because you are all part of the Poindexter Lounge. We are all here. We're nerds. I don't care if Jody wants to. How are you a DC fan and you're going off saying negative things, calling people nerds like it's a negative? That's not a negative. I wear that badge proudly. I'm a nerd. I hope you are too. I hope you guys have a wonderful day today. Be good to each other. Stay good to each other. Don't let anybody tell you that the stuff that you love, you can't love it and that you can't support it. And guys, you know what? Let's encourage Ray Fisher to come out with the more information that he needs to come out with. But in the meantime, let's support Ray. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are fantastic. You're awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you, because you guys just you blow me away. You really you just really blow my mind with your support. And I want to make sure I get Darth Tasty in there down there at the bottom, because Darth Tasty's a good guy. All right. So also later today, I'll be putting it out. You'll see that it's a video coming, but it's not this one. But me and Johnny will be doing another our 2 cents on nonsense. We're going to be looking at the latest Doomcock video and going over that. So you're going to want to see that. That's going to be at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time today, this evening. Okay. So join us for that. Until next time, my name is Enosh, aka Enosh Fett, saying be good to each other, stay nerdy. And you know what? I'm not going to say it because Andy Signore might call his legal team. Till next time. Bye-bye.